Hello, welcome to Illuminating Crossroads. My name's Lisette, and today I thought it would be so nice to just do a little story time. I had a dream a few nights ago that was definitely inspired by a recent trip that I took to Mount Shasta with a beautiful group of women. And I just thought that this snippet from the dream would be such beautiful medicine to share with others. So, in this dream, there was someone else with me, and they were carrying this rose in their hand. And we happened to be walking by the mountain, and there was snow, and it was beautiful, but it was so interesting because it almost looked like the town was, it just looked like a different time period for it. And anyways, the rose that the person was carrying, it had flames, as if there was a fire on the petals that was burning. And it was interesting though, because even though like it was burning, it was almost like nothing was happening to the rose though. And the flames looked red and orange colors, and I remember taking the rose from the person I was with, and I was just looking at it. And then I started to grab some snow and like sprinkle it onto the rose with the flames. And then the rose started cooling off, as you would kind of expect. And the flames started to go down, and I kept putting more snow onto the rose. And as I was doing this, it was just so interesting, like, to watch and to witness it. And then all the flames went out, and then there was just snow on the rose, and then the snow started melting because of the heat that was, I guess, still present from that flame or that fire. So I want to share this because I just thought in my own contemplation, it was so beautiful. And of course, if you have a different perspective, I'd love to hear it. But the lens of perception that I took from this dream, this symbolism, if you will, is that, especially because we've had so much energy within the zodiac sign of Aries, and we're still working with the node, or the north node, if you will, being in Aries, and a lot of wounds, I think, from my observation within the month of April, have kind of came up during this eclipse season. And then especially since we had Mercury retrograde in Aries as well, and then we're officially done with all of it. Yesterday or the day before was the end of the post-shadow period. So there's this big moment of, if we choose to reflect on that medicine that we got from this initiating flame within our life. But in thinking of this, like, how do I want to say, this fire that we've been holding on to, or this friction, or this just tenseness that we've been holding on to, this heat that we haven't fully allowed an opportunity to let it cool down, to let it breathe. Like, what does it mean to put out that fire that isn't even necessarily tending to or doing anything for us within our life, that is in a supportive way that allows us to like be in our blossoming or our fullness, especially as we're continuing to move through this spring season and we're going to be coming up into summer, also just thinking about what has our relationship been with this fire elemental internally within. And because of that fire that has been burning, or maybe getting more activated, for the things that it's been allowing to melt within our experience, maybe those things that we have kept beneath the surface or that have been encapsulated in our own internal glaciers that just needed time to be held within this space until we were ready to allow what that was to be melted down so that water can be reintegrated and infused into the essence of our beingness. How can we at this moment really just invite this almost reunion of like hopefully the wisdom that we gathered from Mercury retrograde and all of that which we have been, but how we're actually initiating ourselves now, and how we're taking that which we're desiring, that we have, that we feel passionate about, or maybe even that which is invoking anger or frustration within us, taking these things to support with allowing for more clarity and also purifying of those dense fragments within ourselves that have anchored, that no longer need to be anchored anymore, so we can just simply allow ourselves to be. So I hope that kind of made sense. And yeah, I simply just wanted to share that. So I hope that if you listen to it, it's supportive to you, and also just like a little contemplation, you know, just thinking like how do we view the blossom of our present moment, what phase are that which we're perceiving, like what phase do we feel like we're in, how are we perceiving what is happening, what does it mean to allow those things that have been held in winter for so long to actually be invited into a new season, to know that that doesn't have to be held within those spaces anymore, unless we choose to keep it there, because we have so much warmth that's being presented to us, so much fire, and we can choose to utilize this element, this medicine, in a way that is allowing for us to expand into the gift of what it means to remember this beautiful cyclical nature within ourselves, but what it means to harmonize between these different elementals within our experience. So now I feel complete for sure. So if you have any thoughts or different perspectives or some things that you've been having arise within your beingness, I'd love to hear it. And if you want to subscribe to join the Illuminating Crossroads, I'd love to have you. And I will catch you next time. Bye.